Hey everyone, this is June from Turning Point Life Investment. This is your market analysis for the week ending in July 11th, 2009. Okay, let's start with a 3-year weekly view of the SPY. Really, not a whole lot has happened this week other than Tuesday. The rest of the day in this week has been rather small, insignificant, more or less just consolidation days. Zooming in a bit, you can see how we ended in a relatively small body candlestick this week, once again telling me that the market is just meandering, not really doing a whole lot, just consolidating. It is allowing itself to come out of overbought right here, which is what it wants to do, just relieve itself out of this extreme condition. But as far as significant movements, there's really not a whole lot going on. You notice that volume is gradually decreasing right here. So that's a sign that tells you that there's not a whole lot of participation going on, even towards the downside. So I suspect that this pullback is just what it is, a pullback, as opposed to a new start to a new leg down. Simply based on the lack of participation, the lack of selling pressure that's going on. Okay, going into a 6-month daily view, we mentioned about the head and shoulder last week. We actually broke through the head and shoulder, and we're more or less consolidating right now, like I mentioned already. I like to look at horizontal levels, support levels easier, just visually more easier to spot. Now, 87, the market stopped right at 87 on Wednesday, so that's going to be our next support level. If it continues lower, I would say around 84, 85 would be a good next possible target for the market to shoot for next week if we do get a rollover and break underneath support. And like I mentioned, if this head and shoulder really does play out, we just take the height of this head and shoulder, shoot it back down. Same thing, somewhere around 80, 81, give or take, would be our target for this head and shoulder if this pattern truly does play out like it's supposed to. Now, on the flip side, you always want to watch out for the other possibility. If there's an upside surprise, I would say 93 is the level to look for as far as your resistance. If it's able to break above 93, then we got a relative higher high, especially if it pulls back, retests as resistance and shoots higher, then obviously that would make us think otherwise, and this is probably a false head and shoulder. But the first level to look for as far as upside is 93. Next, we go into the VIX. Just look at the volatility and the sentiment. Looking at the VIX, really, it's been more or less going sideways, even though, yeah, we did get a push, a nice push right against this 50-day moving average. But just to compare, let me take it back out a little bit, maybe a year. Okay, so you notice how there's a dramatic difference in this and what's happening now. Even though we're getting some kind of sell-off, it's not that huge spike that we saw back here. So it's telling me that there's not a whole lot of panic going on in the market. There's not a whole lot of fear going on. So for those of you who think that this might be potentially the start of P3 for you guys who follow Elliott waves, it's not telling me sentiment-wise that it's starting yet. Simply because we don't have the fear, we don't have the panic that's going on in the market like we did back here. So I mean that's just what I'm observing. Overall, the VIX is just telling me there's nothing but boredom, a lot of complacency, a lot of lack of participation, and that's really what's going on right now, especially since it's the summer months, right? So the big boys are out there enjoying their pina coladas, enjoying the sun alongside the beach, having some nice barbecues, and maybe you know what? Maybe that you should do that as well instead of trying to make a few pennies here in the market. Try to relax. Go out, enjoy yourself, enjoy the summer. Wait for participation, wait for momentum to come back into the market. Earnings has already started, so like I said, maybe people are waiting for a catalyst to get this market going, but overall, as far as right now, there's really not a whole lot going on.